Okay, so let's try this again. I've done this once and I didn't remember to record it. So this is on this problem, they're asking us to come up with a regression equation, the least squares regression equation for the set of data. So since the video is already out on the website, this video deals with using the TI-84, I thought I'd show you two other ways to do it. So I'm going to select the data. I'm going to Control-C or Command-C or Alt-C or whatever your operating system uses to copy it to the clipboard memory. I opened up a spreadsheet. I'm going to paste it in. And remember, you don't want to double click on the cell and paste that because that'll put it all in one cell, and we don't want that to happen. We want to have separate cells. And then as a human, I'm just going to write down that this number is going to be my slope, and then my y-intercept. And then to get the computer to the spreadsheet to calculate for this, I do an equals to tell it the formula, and just start writing the word slope, and you should see it come up. And then what's important with the spreadsheet to remember is you got to select the y's first. You want the dependent variable first. Then I'm going to put a comma. Then I'm going to select the independent variable, the x values, and press enter, and there's my slope. And to do the y-intercept, same deal. You do equals and start typing the word intercept. It should pop up for you. Remember, y's first, and then your x's, and enter, and there's my y-intercept. That easy. Now, there's another way to do this. Many applets out on the internet. This Rossman Chance applet does a very nice job with it. I'm going to clear out the data, and I still have that data copied to my clipboard, so I'm going to paste it in, and notice how it dumps it in there very nice. I'm going to use my data. I'm seeing a strong negative linear association, so I'm thinking this line might be a good thing to use to model it. And the way you get the regression equation using this applet, just check the show regression equation, and here's my y-intercept, and here's my slope. So be careful, because this is asking you to put the slope first. See how it's something x? So when we type this, if you're going to use this applet, you're going to do, oh, isn't it interesting that it has an XX? That must be times. That's funny they did that. In case you haven't watched any of those other videos, why do they call this the least squares regression equation, or the LSRE? Well, I'm going to have it show, well, remember the residuals are the errors. If I take the actual data points and subtract, here, let me get a pointer going here. And I subtract the actual minus the predicted values, and that's how you find a residual. Those are the errors above and below the line. If it's a negative residual, that meant the line over-predicted or overestimated what the actual value would be. So that's what a residual. Now, if I click this show squared residuals, and notice that number there, the 26 points. So what it did with all those residuals, it squared them. And what's nice about this is it shows the squares. The LSRE is called the least squares regression equation because the sum of squared errors will be the smallest. If I tried to put another line on this data and move this around, you see, let me show squared residuals here. You see how, actually I can show the residuals too. You see how, let me get rid of this. So you see how that's showing the same thing, and it looks like it's a lot bigger error. In fact, when I put those back, you see this number is much higher than this number. So right now the regression equation is the best fit. Now if I move this one around, my movable line around to make it match the regression equation, you see as I'm getting closer and closer to that regression equation. I don't know if I can find the right point to move it. There we go. As soon as I line those up, that's getting closer and closer to that least squares value. So that's why we call the regression equation in statistics the LSRE, the least squares regression equation, because it's minimizes the sum of squared residuals. Okay, so I hope that helps you. Oh, let's see if it likes my answers. So I'm going to go back and use my spreadsheet answers, see if that works better. For one thing, I have it in order of slope y-intercept. So negative 1.836. Let's see if it likes that. And this will be 41.261. Let's see if I get it right. Looks like it did it. So that's how you do it. I hope this helps. Use one way or the other. If you have your calculator, you can certainly use your calculator if you're comfortable with that. Though I must admit, copying and pasting is a lot easier than typing it into your calculator.